I say try because last week I go straight to a specific theme about the secret garden that is inside your soul. But it was connected with the Eden Garden. Actually, it's the garden, the Eden Garden, which is now inside our souls. It's a place for meeting. But let's come back to the reading. Genesis chapter 2, Life in God's Garden. The Lord, the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground the Lord God made every tree grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree, the tree of life was also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of God and of good and evil. There is a lot of things here. He had formed the man whom he had formed. In the first chapter, we saw that create and form are two steps. There are different things. That is pleasant, decent, and good for food. We talked last week that the garden. No, it was not with you. I talked it in a meeting in Portuguese. The garden, the secret garden of your soul. There, your emotions grows up, and your emotions exist to be enjoyed. It exists for pleasant and for goodness. But it was not here. I talked it about that. Another thing, freedom. God planted freedom in this garden when he planted the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He was giving you and me freedom to decide, to choose our lives, our ways. God gave us freedom. Now a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it parted and became 4 riverheads. The name of the first is Pishon. It is the one which skirts the holy land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. Bdellium and the onyx stone are there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It is the one which goes around the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Hiddekel. It is the one which goes toward the east of Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates. Hello, Leonardo. Welcome. Olá, bienvenido. Ou bem-vindo. I don't know which one is your mother language, Portuguese or Spanish? Gonçalves. Português. Ser cedilha tem que ser português. Bom dia, bem-vindo. Ou boa tarde. Then the Lord God took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to tend and keep it. I think it was not here. I think it was in a meeting in Portuguese as well that I talked about to tend and keep it. The garden of your soul, you have to tend and keep it. That means you have to alter the emotions that you choose. They will be with you, and you have to take away the herbs or any seed, any emotion that you decided you don't want it in your life. That is keep your garden. Hello, Donald Matthias. Hello, welcome. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for it in the day that you eat of it you shall surely die. And the Lord God said, it's not good. Okay, let's stop here. Hello, Chloe Marsh. I don't know how to pronounce. Hello, Nazia Khan. Hello. Um, when God said, don't eat, He's doing two things actually. One, give you instruction to direct, to lead your life. Instruction to choose life, because our lives, mostly our inner life, the garden, the secret garden of our souls, where we have enjoyment, happiness, or emotional suffering. This place are secret garden of our souls. We can have there life or death. You can choose which way we are going to walk. We must choose which seed, which tree we are going to cultivate in the garden of our souls. The tree of life or the tree of knowledge of good and evil. One leads to life, another leads to death. So God is doing two things. One, He is giving you instruction to choose life, and two, He is confirmed freedom. You have to choose. He gave you the instruction, but the decision, the choice is yours. You have to choose. You are free. God gave you freedom. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper comparable to him. Out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called each living creature, that was its name. So Adam gave names to all cattle, to the birds of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper comparable to him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall on Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh in its place. Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. Here there are a lot of things, a lot of things. I'm not able to find out everything there is here in this chunk, but there are a lot. It's not good that man should be alone. What is the most common suffering nowadays? Loneliness. And we don't even realize that we are suffering of loneliness. God had to say it's not good to be alone, because man hadn't realized that. And nowadays, it seems we still don't realize that, because we work a lot for clothes, food, for breakthrough, for success, for our business, for our personal growth. That's very fashion nowadays, our personal growth. But how much do we work for relationships? We don't realize that we are becoming alone even with our families because we don't share our lives with them. We live it just together, just side by side. Hello, Rick. Hello from London. Hello. Loneliness. God realized that the man suffered and suffers today from loneliness. I will make him a helper comparable to him. Okay, a helper. That means a personal relationship. That is the meaning of a romantic relationship, to be a helper. Specifically the woman. That is the role. Maybe you are listening to me, you don't agree that there are roles for man and woman, but the instruction is you woman, were created to be a helper. And that is the base, the more meaningful, the more profound, the more deep meaning you can give to your personal relationship, to your romantic relationship. Comparable, a helper comparable to him. So to be a helper for the man is not to be less than him, it's just to be comparable. It's to be of the same kind of creature, the same kind of being, the same dignity, the same glory, to be comparable to him. Out of the ground the Lord formed every beast. Okay, the beasts, the animals were formed from the ground. Even Adam, even the man was formed from the ground, but not the woman. The woman was not formed from the ground, from land. The woman was formed from man's body, from a rib, from another person. That is why the man is able to die for his wife, to die for a woman, to take care of her life, because she was generated in him. He generated her. From his body, the woman was brought to life. Like a woman is able to die for their children, because their children were generated in her. But a woman will not die for a man, even for her. She will not die for her husband. She will die for her children. But the man will die for her, for his wife. Like Jesus died for us because we were created from him, generated from him. God made us from him, from his likeness. We have I think in the first day we started to read Genesis, that when God was created the tree, he talked with the land, the ground, to create tree. When he was create the fish, he took it with the waters, but when he was created, the man he took it with himself. The man is created, was generated inside God. The man was created from God. So God, in the in his personification in Jesus, died for the man who was generated inside him. Let's go. And Adam said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. She was taken out of man. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed." Before God created the woman, he brought all the animals to Adam to give name. Hello, Central CFF. Hello, enigmatically impossible. Hello, welcome. Isn't it difficult for a woman today to feel this way, being a divine helper? Yeah. Yeah, I would say yes. It's difficult for a woman today to see herself like this, like a divine helper. But that is what the woman is. I would say that is difficult for all human beings to see each one oneself like the identity with God created us. There are people that think can be an animal today, but God brought the animals to Adam to give a name. And do you know how? I will open a bracket. Do you know how we name something? We feel. When you see something that generates a feeling inside you, you feel like you named the thing, you gave name to this. So Adam, when he was giving name to the animals, he was feeling, can this one be the companion of my life? Can this one be my helper? Can this one be like I am, comparable to me? Anyone was. Any animal could be comparable to Adam. So God created the woman. It's impossible an animal be comparable to a human being, to a person. So how can someone today think, I feel I am a cat, so I will live as a cat? It's very hard, the issue of a human identity nowadays. And yes, it's difficult, not just for the woman, for the man as well, to see the woman as a divine helper. It's difficult for both, but it's something that we can learn. We can learn to be like this. Who is a runner didn't wasn't born knowing how to run. A runner had to learn how to run. So we can learn as well. We can learn, we women, to be a divine helper. And you men can learn to listen to this woman as a divine helper. Don't think that she's too emotional. She doesn't know how to analyze rationally this. Yes, she does. And she can bring to you a kind of knowledge that you are not able to achieve because she was created with this ability, not you. That is why you need this helper. Hello, ai. Hello, Harky. So, uh, I will stop here. Tomorrow I will read the chapter 3. Please follow me and click to the bell to let you know when I go live because I don't have a fixed time to do this. Okay? Thank you for being here with me. See you tomorrow.